So then at 12:41 p.m. on January 14th, she texted you and she said what?
I need you to call me. Jay just took JD to the hospital.
Right. And you basically replied, yeah, I'll call. Is everything okay? What happened, right?
Yes.
Right. And then at what time did she send the next message to you?
1:06 p.m.
Okay. And what does the message say at 1:06 p.m.?
There's cops everywhere. I have no clue. He was watching TV, and when I picked him up, he was just so weak, but he was breathing. They don't think he will make it. They don't think he will make it was at later at 1:47.
Okay. All right. So the message at 1:46?
1:47, yes. The original, the big...
Yeah, the one before that says there's cops everywhere.
That was 1:06.
1:06, okay.
Yes.
She says, I have no clue. He was watching TV, and when I picked him up, he was so weak, but he was breathing. Did you have any idea what she was talking about in terms of him being weak or her having to pick him up or anything like that?
No, sir.
She then sends a message that says they don't think he will make it. Okay, was there any conversation that took place either before these messages or in between these messages or whatever that you can recall in which she gave you any outline or understanding or explanation for whatever had happened up to that point?
There was a brief phone call. I believe it was during this time. Something along the lines of he had a skull fracture, but the medical doctors were coming back in to talk a little bit more, and then she hung up. It was very, very brief.
Okay, so sometime before that 1:46 message, she told you something about he had a skull fracture, but then she had to hang up because the doctors were coming in.
Yes, I believe so.
All right, and then your next communication with her was that message about cops, everything, he was so weak, etc.? Was that the next communication between y'all?
I believe between that message and the 1:47 that they don't think he will make it was the call.
Okay. All right. So it would have been a very brief phone call then, if that's the case, right? All right. And then your response was what?
Trinity, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
And she said,
I don't know what to do.
Right. And then you asked her a question. What did you say?
Did they say what happened or why they think that?
Okay. And what did she tell you?
He hit his head at some point. I don't know. They won't give us each information.
Think she may instead of meaning to say each, that might be a typo, that it was supposed to be something else?
Maybe much.
Much. They won't give us, he hit his head at some point. I don't know. They won't give us much information, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you ask a question about last night. What's your question to her?
Didn't he fall off the bed last night?
And when you said, didn't he fall off the bed, what was her reply?
I don't know. I was asleep.
How did you respond at that point?
I said, Trinity, I don't even have the right words to say. Just know I'm praying so hard for you and Jay. I love y'all and JD so much. I'm so sorry I'm not there.
And then there's some messages from her, several in a row. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what do those messages say?
My mom is coming up here. Apparently they plan on taking me down to the station. Later, an hour later, she says he has a skull fracture. Apparently all of his friends and his sister think I did it.
Okay, stop there. What time is that message?
3:42 p.m.
All right. And then after that, she sends another message that says what?
My parents are on the way.
And then?
I didn't do it, Paris. I would never lay my hands on any kids.
Okay, and then after she says, I didn't do it, I wouldn't lay my hands on the kids. Okay, what's her message after that?
I'm not around him more than 5 minutes by myself.
You said, Trinity, I know that. You asked her if her parents know everything now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What were you referring to when you said, do your parents know everything now?
I was referring to her and Jay's relationship.
Okay. To your knowledge, were her parents aware of her relationship with Mr. Williams?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Had she told you at any point that she was keeping it a secret, or at least for now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you say, do your parents know everything now? And she says what?
Yes, I don't even care. I'm freaking the fuck out.
Right. And then what did you say?
Everything is going to be okay.
Her response to that was what?
No, it's not. They will charge me because I'm the girlfriend. I would never hurt him.
Okay. And you said what?
I know that. Everyone will be able to see that.
And then her response when you said, I know that, everyone will be able to see that. And I'm going to wait for it to pop back up. Maybe it will. Well, maybe it won't. What was her, there it is. What was her response at the bottom there?
How the fuck do you get a skull fracture?
Okay. And then you sent her, and I'm going to flip to the next page because it's easier to read on the next page, but you send her a message after she says, how do you get a skull fracture? Okay? And she sends you back, or you send her a message. What does that message say?
You texted me last night and told me he fell. That had to be it.
Okay, so this was the second time in this conversation that you made reference to the fact that she had said something about him falling the night before.
Yes.
Right. And when you sent that message, what was her response?
But that was only off the air mattress, and the air mattress wasn't that far from the ground. I can't text about it. I don't know what's going to happen to me.
You said what?
I said, I'll call you in just a minute to check on you.
And her reply was what?
I babysit all the time, and nothing like this has ever happened.
Do you know if you've had any other communications or messages with her since that message that day?
Not with her.
The comments that she had made about, I'd like to punch him in the face, or I wish I could run over him with my car. In fairness, I mean, did you take those? Did you interpret those yourself as a threat of some sort?
That she would act upon?
Yeah.
No. Not that I thought she would actually.
Thought she was just talking?
Yes.
Venting? What's the phrase? Venting? She was venting?
Yes.
I need just a minute, Your Honor. How did Ms. Poague act around the child when Mr. Williams was there?
Very indifferent, in my opinion, just depending upon if their relationship was going good that day or not.
Okay. Was there any point at which you perceived her as acting, I guess I would say, openly hostile towards the child? Or not?
Not very openly. I wouldn't say very openly.
Not openly hostile, okay? What do you mean by that, not openly hostile?
I mean, maybe in the privacy of the dorm room, but not in a bigger situation.
Okay. Did you ever observe any physical violence directed at that child by her or by Mr. Williams?
Not that I can recall.
In November of 2023...
Let's cut that off.
Yes, sir. In November of 2023, did you hear anything from her about an incident involving her hitting the child with a dresser drawer, or pulling a dresser drawer and hitting, or a cabinet drawer or something and hitting the child in the head with it?
Not that I recall.
Okay. She didn't say anything to you about that having happened?
Not that I remember.
Did she ever say anything to you about some incident or possible incident about the child hitting the wall in December of 2023?
Not that I recall, no.
In all the times that you saw the child, whether in her immediate presence or not, did you ever see the child at a time that the child appeared to be in some kind of physical distress?
No.
Did you ever see the child in any time in which he appeared to be injured in any way?
No, sir.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Mr. Perlon, I'm P. Gamble. I represent Trinity Poague. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Just have not a whole lot of questions. I know it's getting late in the day, but I do have a few. And first, may I approach the
Yes, sir.
witness? Because I don't have a copy of those first two. These
Okay.
two. He just showed it to me. I mean, I do have them on some computer hard drive, perhaps, but not a hard copy of them, John. If I understand things correctly, you met Trinity sometime before y'all began school in college in August at Georgia Southwestern, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, y'all met well enough that you went different places together and became friends before you became roommates in your suite, correct?
Yes, sir.
Even to the extent one time you came and helped her with a pageant that she was dealing with, correct?
I did.
And she went to things with you, correct?
She did.
And then y'all decided, because of the friendship you struck up from Facebook and then being around each other, to room together at Georgia Southwestern.
Yes.
And as I understand, y'all was rooming the whole time from August until this incident in January 14th, correct?
Yes.
Now, you testified earlier that you believe that Mr. Williams came to see her with the child, or sometimes, maybe as many as 5, correct?
Yes.
But you also were asked how many times did he spend the night, or when he came, did he usually spend the night? Did he spend the night with her each time? And you said usually.
Mm-hmm.
Of those 5 times that he came with the child, was there some of those times he did not spend the night but just visited and went back home with the child?
Not that I remember.
So are you saying then the 5 times you recall would be 5 times that he came and spent the night with the child?
Yes.
Now, in addition to spending the night with the child on 5 times from, I assume, August until January, correct?
Yes, sir.
He spent the night a whole lot more than that with her, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
And it wouldn't be uncommon for him to spend the night on weekdays with her, correct?
Yes.
A couple of times a week usually?
Yes.
That didn't bother you?
No.
It's okay with you?
Yeah.
And he spent the weekends almost every weekend, correct?
Yes.
And so that would be at least somewhere 3 or 4 times every week he was spending the night with her in her room and you were in your room in the same area, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, at the same time, were you working night shift most of the time?
Yes.
I mean, while you were in school, did you work the night shift?
Yes, sir.
What, Monday through Thursday or Friday? What did you do?
My schedule was kind of irregular. Maybe I might work 2 days out of the week, 2 night shifts out of the week.
Okay. So you were gone sometime at night, but you'd be there a good bit of the time, correct?
Yes.
So were you around them a good bit in their relationship?
Towards the latter part, no. Me and Ms. Poague went separate sororities, different friend groups. So even when I was not at work, I wasn't always in the dorm.
Okay. Now, you testified about some early August conversations you had on the phone on text messages in which y'all were discussing the child and her being uncertain about having a child in a relationship and that type thing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you were aware at that time the relationship was fairly new between her and Mr. Williams, correct?
Yes.
I mean, you knew they started dating maybe sometime in June, right?
Yes.
And here we are in August, so it's only a couple of months, right?
Yes.
And were you with her, or did you friends with her when she first met JD?
I'm not sure.
You don't know exactly when she met.
I don't.
But anyway, you do know they started dating about June, though, right?
Yes.
And you've already described it, I think, as you've already said it, but to some extent this was a pretty volatile relationship, correct?
Yes.
It was up and down, break up, make up all the time, correct?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that it was sort of an immature relationship?
Yes.
And you had expressed to her at times that you felt like it would make more sense for her maybe just to break up with Jay, correct?
Yes.
Because you saw the situation as the way it was going, that didn't make a lot of sense, right?
Yes.
And I think let me see if I can, you read some of this, and it's going to take me a second, John, to figure out from where it came from, but you read part of the text that came from the early August, correct?
Yes.
One thing I recall that she had said to you about being in your room, I promised to not touch anything. You remember that?
Yes.
She meant your stuff, right?
Yes.
She wasn't talking about I promised not to touch JD. She talking about I promised not
Yes.
to mess with your room, right?
Yes.
At one time, let me ask you if you recall this being in a text message. She said to you, "No, not right now, but Jay is trying to tell me what to do, and it's pissing me off because it's like he don't even get with his own kid. If he's sitting up, he's not going to sleep." You remember that being read to you?
Yes.
And she meant by that the child is up and wanting Daddy to be with him, but Daddy's already asleep, correct?
Yes.
And it was fairly common for her to be left in care of J.D. during the times that J.D. came and spent the night at the dorm room, wasn't it?
I would say they shared that responsibility.
Did you see her often bathe the child?
They usually did it together. From when I was
Did she often change the child's diaper?
Yes.
Did she carry the child around sometime when they went places?
Yes.
Now, you remember when there was a text message in which she had sent you a screenshot where she had said some things to him. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Give me 1 second, I'm trying to understand what this text is. Well, I'm not sure if I'm finding it right now. We're not taking too much time, but when that text message was sent of the screenshot where she had sent to Jay, and she had said basically that she didn't think she could do this, and she didn't want to be with him and the child, and it's better off if they maybe go their separate way, that type of thing. You recall that?
Yes.
You didn't read the reply to it, but the reply from you was that you agreed and thought that was a good idea, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sorry.
Okay. So, I mean, you were recognizing that that time period in August that maybe the best thing for them to do is to break up
Yes.
because of all that back and forth and the questions about having a child, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you could understand to a degree an 18-year-old girl just going to school, in nursing school, would want to have her own life and her own start, correct?
Yep.
I mean, you're kind of in the same position,
Right.
right? Doesn't mean you couldn't take over somebody else's child, but at the same time, that's another factor in a relationship, correct?
Yes.
And even on the day that the texts were sent about being at the hospital, you were clear when you replied to her messages that you loved her and JD and Jay, correct?
Yes.
And when she said she didn't do it, you replied several times and said, "I know you would never do anything like that," correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's what you believed, at least at that time, correct?
Yes.
I mean, you weren't just saying that to appease her, were you?
No.
Okay. Now, you said also that the child cried a good bit, but maybe not more than others. But would it be fair to state that the child could be somewhat fussy at times?
Yes.
And you've been around some small childs where they can especially be fussy when it's bedtime, correct?
Yes.
Fighting sleep and that type of thing.
Sure.
And this child being brought into y'all's dorm room was a place where he didn't have really much to play with or anything, correct?
Yes.
Now, as far as the sleeping arrangements, are you aware of whether or not the child from time to time slept in the regular bed with either Jay or with Jay and Trinity?
I assumed that was what was happening.
You
Yes.
think that's what was happening?
Yes.
You were aware of that, right?
Yes.
So it wouldn't surprise you if they were on the regular bed, not the air mattress, sleeping together, correct?
Yes.
Now, is your bed like Trinity's that sits way up off the ground?
It was.
So it's higher than normal, right?
It was.
Would you agree with me that you would not want a child to fall off of that bed?
Objection, Your Honor. Whether
I was drawing
Whatever
question,
her opinion
I was
is
drawing
about that's
question.
irrelevant.
Would you agree with me that y'all have very hard concrete floors?
Yes.
If you fell and struck that, it would hurt you, right?
Yes.
Would it be fair to state that even though Trinity talked about the child being something that she maybe not be ready for in a relationship, she also complained about from time to time Mr. Williams being too controlling?
Not that I can recall right this second.
Do you recall her ever talking to you about him wanting all of her social media password accounts?
I knew about her wanting his.
You never
Or
heard
both. Both. They're going it both ways. Yes.
You knew they both wanted each other?
Yes.
Did he get angry with her from time to time when she was out and about in college, where she went to some event or things like that when he was not around?
Not that I really remember right this second.
You don't recall him getting angry one time when you and she were off somewhere and he didn't like it because she was not responding on the phone?
Not that I can recall right this second.
You may not be aware of that?
Not right now, no.
Now, you said one thing that J.D. was learning to walk when you first saw him, correct?
Yes, well, in the later.
The latter
months.
part.
Yes.
So you met him, I don't know if you met him, but sometime in August, by August you'd met him.
Yes.
And then as we get on toward November maybe, he's starting to walk.
Yes.
And like most toddlers when they're starting to walk, did he have these bumps and bruises where he'd stumble and all that kind of thing?
Not that I observed.
Did you ever observe him stumble and fall?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to learn how to walk, right?
Yes.
Now, you know you initially had a text message there at the very end of the text threads. That was the January 13th and 14th text thread that began on the night of the 13th. You recall being you got in your hand there, right?
Yes.
And that was where Trinity had told you that initially that the child had fallen off the bed but was okay, correct?
Yes.
Now, later, she told you that it fell off the bed, but it was apparently from
The air
the
mattress.
blow-up air mattress, correct?
Yes.
Do you know any reason why if she had caused harm to the child, that she would try to minimize the fall and say it was from an air mattress rather than the high bed?
I didn't know.
Have you ever talked to her about that?
No.
I believe that's all the questions I have, Jan.
All right, any redirect?
I don't think so.
All right, may this witness be excused?
None, Your Honor. She may be excused.
All right.
Yes, Jan, I'm about to take it.
Thank you, ma'am. You're free to stay.